Welcome to uncensorednews.us. What problem does it solve? Well, we're in the middle of both national and international information wars for our hearts and minds. In the US, 2020 election spending was $14 billion. Corporations literally get a great return on their investment for lobbying and campaign contributions. Internationally, military organizations are getting involved. Here's the French military's strategy in English and in French. And here you can read about NATO's policies, and Canada does it. They're not the only ones. How do they do it? Well, let's examine the whole information flow chain from the news source to the journalist, through the network, through social media, and how it gets to you, the reader. Once we understand the problem, it's easy to free ourselves, at least from the algorithms and bots. News starts with a source. In the US, some whistleblowers are not treated well, causing other whistleblowers to self-censor. Next, the news gets to the reporters. Reporters Without Borders reports 50 journalists killed in 2020. 387 journalists are currently detained in connection with their work. And how many more were intimidated into self-censorship or a different career? Then the news has to cross the networks. There have been multiple cases of countries shutting down their entire internet network. According to the Keep It On Coalition, in 2020, 29 countries around the world resorted to shutdowns, with 33 in 2019 and 25 in 2018. Then we get to the proprietary algorithms which determine what we see. In 2017, World Socialist website began documenting that it, along with other leftist and anti-war outlets, had suddenly experienced a dramatic drop in traffic from Google searches. This was later confirmed by the Google CEO. Here we have the YouTube CEO saying that they will prioritize corporate videos over alternative news media. And here's one honest billionaire stating that he bought Politico for propaganda purposes. You can read more about censorship by Silicon Valley, by the mainstream media, and by the US government. You also have to worry about the bots. There are many open source Reddit bots and Twitter bots. I suspect that there are also some very sophisticated proprietary ones we do not know about. We also have people being kicked off of social media. While you may not like him, many international leaders, including Angela Merkel, were appalled that President Trump was kicked off of Facebook and Twitter without any due process. The 2020 Green Party presidential candidate was also temporarily kicked off of Twitter. How many others have been deplatformed without our even noticing, or worse yet, have had their traffic throttled by the proprietary algorithms? What can be done about all of this? Substack.com provides a commercial solution. You subscribe to the newsletter either for free or as a paying subscriber. The journalist then publishes both free and paid newsletters. It includes great writers like Glenn Greenwald, Caitlin Johnston, Matt Stoller, and Matt Taibbi. Glenn Greenwald knows the Substack staff personally and trusts them. They're, of course, closed source and practice surveillance capitalism. Ghost.org is another great solution. It is used by my favorite political commentator, Bernie Sanders' ex-speechwriter, David Sirota's Daily Poster. Glenn Greenwald has now started using Rumble, and my favorite podcast, the Dark Horse podcast, is using Odyssey.com, having been demonetized by YouTube for challenging COVID orthodoxy. Of course, there are many websites with great content, but no email newsletter. But you can access both Substack and most websites' articles using an RSS reader. RSS is an ancient technology for accessing the newest articles from your favorite websites. The problem is that then you get flooded with articles, many of which are junk. I can't do anything about murders, imprisonment, or networks getting cut, but it's quite easy to beat the algorithms, bots, and deplatforming. Uncensorednews.us does this. Here you have all the RSS feeds. You can look at the recommended articles. Here you can actually see the list of RSS feeds, and you can click into categories to just look at the news and the topic of interest to you. So please visit uncensorednews.us and follow Uncensored News on mastodon.social. Thank you very much.